our aloha sign that we're going to make. So our first step, we're just going to paint it, and then we're going to dry brush on top of it. I gave you guys silver, but you guys could also dry brush in white if you don't want it to be metallic. So my example's in silver here. It has a little metallic in it, but I will do my dry brushing in white just to give you guys a different option. All right, so the first thing that we are going to paint is our beautiful board that we have here. So this light brown color is actually a stain. So what you guys could do is you take your sponge brush and you're just going to stain that piece of wood by going left and right. And this stain just allows the wood grain to come out a little bit. And if you have a paper towel handy, you could wipe as you paint too. And make sure you do those edges as well. Okay, so that stain is finished. It dries pretty quickly, but we're gonna switch it out. I'm gonna put him on top of there. The next thing we're gonna do is we're just going to paint our pineapple, and our pineapple is going to be yellow, and to this yellow I'm going to add just a teeny bit of white, and I'm going to paint the whole thing yellow, and we're going to do 2 coats. So once we have our 2 coats done, I'm going to put that aside, and then I'm going to start working on my letters. And my letters, I'm just going to do black. Some details. So our first step is we need to make the green in our pineapple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lid of my yellow paint. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow paint in there, and then I'm going to put a tiny bit of blue, and I'm going to add blue until I get the green that I would like. That looks pretty good. So then I'm going to just put, with my green on my brush, I'm just going to put a line going straight across that separates the leaves and the bottom part of our pineapple. And if your yellow is still a little wet, that's fine, because it's going to mix and just get all different colors. Alright, I'm going to let that sit, and then we're going to add a little more colors. While that is sitting, I'm going to show you how to dry brush. Alright, to dry brush, we're going to dry brush our background. I'm going to use white. Oh no, you could use silver too. So I'm going to just take my bigger brush, not the foam brush, And it's called dry brushing for a reason. You need a dry brush. So you dip in a little bit of paint, tiny bit, take some off on the table, and then all you have to do is lightly go left and right. Ooh, I need to put a little more paint on it. Go left and right, and you're gonna get just some little streaks. This gives you like an aged look, a little weathered. And you do it lighter, so you could always build upon it. It's kind of hard to take away, but if you do mess up, have like a paper towel handy just in case you get some other places. Alrighty. If you want, you could even dry brush a little bit on your letters. So we're gonna give the whole thing like an aged look. And with the letters, if you feel like you put too much, you could just go back over with black. So I have that dry brush. Now we're gonna work on perfecting our pineapple. So I put that aside, and now I have my pineapple. And what I'm gonna do with my pineapple is my original shade of green, I'm gonna add more blue to it so it's kind of dark or darker. And I'm gonna add like little lines. Once I do that, I'm going to clean my brush off, and then I'm going to go back with white and add just little lines of white. We're just trying to give like the crown of the pineapple just some texture. Always layer colors for texture. I'm going to use my little brush and get in those little corners and crevices. Did my little dude. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry brush a little on him too, especially the bottom, because we're not putting any of those crosses or anything. You can if you want, but I'm just going to take my dry brush and I'm just going to put a little white on either side, and that just gives us a little texture. I'm going to put some over here, a little texture on our pineapple. Ta-da! And once again, the pineapple's kind of easy. If you make a mistake, you just paint over it. And that is how my aloha is gonna go. Ooh. I'm gonna move it up here. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then once it's all dry, I am gonna start gluing it. Let it dry just a couple minutes.